Hey Scruffy, how you doing? No response, huh? Scruffy threw up at lunch today. There's a meow. He actually gets extra food when he throws up, because I usually give him extra kibble to make up for what he threw up. But then he ends up eating his vomit, so he ends up getting more kibble. So he might not be that hungry right now. But he's been waiting here. I saw him waiting through the window. Actually, well, it's dinner time, a little on the early side, but I think Scruffy wants his food. He'll always eat. Yeah, those are really weak meows, Scruffy. So, you want to bring out your food? So I didn't even bring in the lunch bowl. I just added kibble to it and then went in. And he ate. Well, that's interesting. So that's where he threw up. He actually left some kibble behind. He didn't eat it all. And he threw up there too. Looks like he ate all that. I think that's a first. I guess the first time he didn't eat everything. There's 2 pieces of kibble and a tiny crumb. Oops. Scruffy just ran away. I was putting on the glove. Okay, so so it heated up quite a bit today. Actually, still a little hot right now. I think it might be the humidity. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was. Today and tomorrow is supposed to be hotter. I think tomorrow is supposed to be even hotter than today. And then it looks like it's going to cool back down to where it's been, which will be nice. So I decided to go out for a bike ride today. Since today was going to be slightly cooler, I thought maybe I should go for a run, but I'm still feeling the fatigue from my last run. So I figured I'd probably better do the bike ride instead of the run. But because it's hotter tomorrow, I'm actually thinking tomorrow I'm going to do a shorter interval run. Since I did a long run last time, I'm kind of overdue for the interval run anyway. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe it'll be too hot to do anything tomorrow. So I went out on my bike ride, and I went, kind of late afternoon. I probably should have went later. So probably, I should have left like an hour later. I'd probably be still just coming back right now, so I'd probably be a little later to dinner. But it was still too hot. I think I was struggling a little with the heat. So let's see. Yeah, so I didn't see any snakes this time. Actually, I saw very little wildlife. It's probably too hot. So, yeah, at least I didn't almost hit any snakes again. Had 2 close calls in the same week, I think. And, yeah, it's pretty unusual. And oh, so I finally saw a deer on the way out. So I was on the main access road out. Cars are still not allowed, so that's why the park was so empty and quiet today, as it's been. And yeah, so there was a deer right on the cliffside off the edge of the road. I didn't see it. I was on the road, so I wasn't really a threat. But yeah, I guess the deer got nervous, and I saw it. So I only saw its rear end, but the brush was really thick, so it was basically running or trying to hide deeper into the brush. So I saw its rear end trying to burrow deeper into the brush to try to hide or get away from me, even though I wasn't that close. Pretty big deer. And then, yeah, the brush is so overgrown. I noticed, yeah, a couple times there were birds right on the edge of the road, and the weeds are growing so overgrown now. They're kind of growing diagonally out in, kind of branch, kind of draped over the road. And so the birds are basically kind of like almost like in a tunnel. So the weeds or the brush is growing diagonally over them. So when I was approaching, the birds wanted to get away from me. They don't want to fly into, towards the road. They want to, try to get away from me. But because the weeds are so overgrown, basically that means they have to keep flying sort of like through the tunnel of weeds until the weeds stop. And so basically, yeah, the birds were doing kind of a low ground retreat. So flying really low to the ground, trying, through the little tunnel until the weeds end it so they can get some altitude. I'm sweating right now. It's still too hot. Or I'm still hot from my ride. Oh, and they finally changed the fire danger sign, so it's been on low all year. It's been low since last year, actually. So winter. And yeah, so today was the very first time they changed the sign, and it jumped right to high. So not screwing around. So it went from low to high. So I think, yeah, it's a record. I think it's never gone this long through the year on low without changing, actually. So it's like a park record. I kind of suspect, yeah, we're not going to see low till next winter. I don't. So when it cools down in a few days, I'd be very surprised if they lower it to low. I'd actually be surprised if they lower it at all. I'm kind of guessing they're going to keep it on high, or I know they have a higher warnings than high, like extremely high or something like that. So I think it can only go up from here. But yeah, the exposed mountainside, it's almost all brown now. There's like little shades of green here and there, and little patches of green here and there. But I think definitely within a month, probably less, it's going to be all brown. So it's nice while it lasts. So I'm going to get Scruffy's food. Go for food. Okay, so I think this is the first time we've had both bowls out. But yeah, you know what's going on. So you know which way to face. Oh, I think I got part of that fur to come off. Yep. Good. Fortunately, it's not the big ropey one behind him, but, or under him. It's the one on his front. All in good time. So, as I said, yeah, Scruffy threw up at lunch today. That was going well, and then yeah, he threw up at the very end. Hi, Scruffy. How you doing? It's already warmer. It's supposed to start heating up today. Got quiet meows again. Ready for your food? Yeah. Okay, there's a slightly louder meow. It's getting pretty warm. It's kind of hot, actually. Maybe it's just the humidity. Scruffy walked away even before I grabbed the scissors, so I don't think he's responding to the scissors. So Scruffy is just being extra skittish. So Scruffy's not tucking in the ears. So let me touch the head. So he's shedding. So this needs to come out soon. So it's about food time, huh? Okay, one more sweep. Getting more into it now. Okay, let's get your food. Tonight's dinner is party cuts with real turkey, kibble, and rotisserie chicken scraps. Since he got extra for lunch, I didn't feel compelled to put any extra in tonight for dinner. I was probably not going to give him any extra tonight anyway, because the last 2 nights I gave him extra. So we actually still got extra today because of the lunch. So this is the first time Scruffy's vomited in, I don't know, it's been a little while. I think it's been think it's been over a week, I think. Maybe even closer to 2 weeks, maybe more. I don't remember. So I think this is the first time since I did the four golf ball configuration, I think. So it's the first time since I've settled into this particular food configuration. So stacked up on 2 containers for elevation, wet down the bowl for make the kibble stick to the bowl, use 4 golf balls, and that's pretty much the regimen. So since we've gone on this long without him vomiting, I'm not too worried. So I think I'm just going to continue on and monitor him. I think it could be that he's starting to get used to the slow feeder configuration, so he's getting more efficient at eating faster. So that might be the problem. Because I commented, I think the past couple days he's been eating faster. So I think he's figured out how to attack the food a little more efficiently. So if that is the case, so my next 2 options are to increase the amount of water in the bowl, so kind of weigh down the kibble even more, or make it harder to eat. Or I can add another golf ball. I can also change one of the golf balls to use the big rubber ball. Scruffy's running away. I'm just changing removing the balls out of the food. So yeah, I think Scruffy's probably not as hungry, so he's probably a little more skittish. So less food motivated. That's the problem when I feed him too much. So remember when I fed him that gopher, I don't think I saw him the next day. I had his fill of food for an entire extra day. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to change anything with the slow feedable for now. We'll see if he keeps throwing up. If he only does it once in a while, it's probably fine. I'd like to eliminate it entirely, but I don't think that's ever going to happen with Scruffy. Especially 2 pieces of kibble still in the bowl. Yeah, he's not that hungry tonight. Gave him too much food at lunch. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. See you next time.